did you ever feel fearful of public speaking? And if so, how did you overcome that fear to become the maestro of public speaking that you are today?
Oh, wow. Levi, we need you to do a blurb on one of my books. This is great.
I got you.
You're giving me great quotables today.
I got you.
I'm still afraid of public speaking.
Really?
Yeah, even when I talk to high school students, I tell them that all the time. Before I give a lecture in class, before I perform, before I give a speech, I still feel and it's not just butterflies, they're bigger than that. They're mockingbirds or something. I mean, I
Wow.
really go through it every time I perform. But when I'm in the moment of performance, I feel free, right? Which I think is just part of how it goes, that the nervousness is because I care a lot about what I'm saying. And I know that seeing really good, meaningful, honest performances changed my life. So I know that every time I get on stage, that possibility is there. Not because I'm so great, just because performance can do that to people.
Yeah,
You see a
definitely.
really beautiful opera, you hear an amazing guitar riff, that has the opportunity to make something in your brain click, and you're a
Mhm.
different person after that. So I think I overcame it just by doing it, right? I don't even know so much that I overcame it as I overcome it, if that makes sense. That every time I go in front of a microphone, I'm overcoming it. I'm working through it. And I think that's how,
You build
at least
confidence, right?
for sure. I mean, I'm confident in it. So maybe I should establish that. I'm very confident in myself as a public speaker, but I still feel that fear because you never know what's going to happen,
Very
right?
true.
You could kill it. And I've seen this happen. You can kill a set, right? Whether this is singing, poetry, any other form of music, and people just might not be into it.
Is that
Like you could
because
have oh, go ahead.
is that because it's subjective as to where the audience, can it's their opinion on whether or not you did well, and all you can do is what you can do, right? All you control is you can control.
For sure. Which is why, to me, and this is just advice I give to any people that especially want to become spoken word poets, if you can't recite a poem while you're doing everyday activities, so for me, that's making breakfast and when I'm in the shower. Those are my two tests for if something's memorized or not. Like if I
Okay.
can't make breakfast and spit a poem, it's not memorized. It's not off book yet. So I'm confident in
Interesting.
myself as a performer. But even if you've got it memorized, even if you've run the poem by people, your friends have edited it, there's no guarantee that it hits. Also, there are poems that hit in certain rooms and don't hit in others, right?
Very true.
There are poems I could do at an academic conference that might kill, and I'll perform it in a poetry slam, right? And people might say, And the reverse is true. There are poems that will light up a poetry slam that you bring them into maybe an academic venue or you perform it for young people, right? So at this
Very true.
juncture in my career, quite often I'm actually reciting work for middle schoolers and high schoolers. And that's been a major change because in my early career, it was all college shows. I didn't have any gigs for middle schoolers. How would a middle school teacher know who I was, right?
Yeah.
During those college years, the YouTube videos that I put out were eventually, and this is, I mean, I was incredibly thankful for this. They were taught to much younger children. And
Wow.
then that's been really the past 5 years, pretty consistently. Elementary schools, middle schools, high schools will bring me in to teach poetry to kids. And so you have to learn to be dynamic and diverse with your material. And that's helped me too grow as a public speaker. Is to say I have a bunch of different directions I can take it. If I see one thing isn't working, the academic stuff sort of isn't working, I have other muscles, right, that I can use. And I think anyone who's a performer, you have to develop those.